Okay, guys, so welcome to DevSprint 005. These Dev Sprints are happening every week, Sunday morning, 11 a.m. IST. And today our topic is like talking about web scraping. So what is all agenda for today? What is the web scraping? What are the web scraping applications we use? And what are the Python modules to achieve this? What are the scraping tools? And is it legal or not legal? So that we need to understand when you are going to do the web scraping. And what is the scope of the future? Like what is the scope of the web scraping in the future that we are going to understand, and little demo on the code. We are going to write a code and sorry for that. So we are writing the code and it will give the idea how to build a web scraping project. Okay. So first thing is, what is web scraping? It's a very simple concept. For example, you have one company, you are running some products. Okay. That products, you have to understand like which are customers are showing interest. Okay, maybe some customers are not showing interest because of you are increasing the price, or like that product is not in the quality, and maybe you are not delivering the on time. There are different reasons your product is not going up to the mark with the competitors. Okay, so as a startup owner, or like as a application owner, or like a company owner, you should understand like how things are going at the outside, how the similar products are moving towards to the good sales and all. So for that, we have one concept called the scraping. For example, this is only applicable for the internet applications. Okay, for example, you have one, there is one website for your competitor. So you want to see that how your competitor works with respect to the data. So you can use something called scraping. What's what scraping will do, right? It will go to the website, it will extract the information and store into the structural data. This is nothing but a structural data. It stores into the database or into the XML, CSV, XSL, and even in the JSON format. Okay. So how you want that you can decide it, but scraping, what it will do, right? It will extract the important information. Okay. There is one, of course, you can take one best example, Amazon website. Okay. Maybe you are comparing the mobiles. For example, you are going to launch new mobile, right? So you have to verify that how this mobile is with the different configurations are available in the market. You want to compare the price or the configuration, and what is the size of the screen, and all this information which are available in the internet, right? So you are going to extract the information from these e-commerce websites or different applications, and take that data and store into the different ways. Either you can store into the database or XML or even JSON, whatever the way you want, you can do it based on your project. It's a very simple. Web scraping is extracting the information from the websites and storing into the database, or like different formats of like storage systems. Okay, so you will see that what kind of applications we have it in the web scraping, right? So mainly these web scraping concepts are used in the retail and manufacturing, as I said, like Amazon and all, and the equity and financial research. It is also using in the insurance and banking systems, and product and marketing and sales. So when people talk about the web scraping, mainly it is used in the product and marketing sales. If you want to increase your sales, and based on your current market trends, we can use the web scraping. It will pull all the details analysis from the different web applications. That's called product and marketing and sales. And also web scraping uses in the data science concepts. For example, every day there is so much of data is coming up, especially for the natural language processing and all. We use this web scraping very much. And web scraping also used in the risk management projects. Okay, especially like when there is a like insurance products and something which is you are working on it. So we can use the web scraping also. It will pull the data, and also it uses in the news and reputation monitoring. Yes, even in the journalism projects. So there is a news websites are there. If we want to extract the trends, we can use this web scraping. We can also use in the job boards. For example, there is a monster.com is there, naukri.com is there. You want to extract the information from the how job trends are going on. So we can use this web scraping. And also we can use LinkedIn. So there is a LinkedIn website. We can see how many data science people are showing interest on the different tools, what are the job opportunities are available in the LinkedIn. All this information we can see by using the web scraping. So what web scraping will do, it will go to that website, extract the information and pull into our local databases or local any file system. And also web scraping can be used in the non-profit organizations. Okay, so these are the areas the web scraping using widely nowadays. Okay, and one more important thing here, what are the scraping module? It comes to the development as a programmer, what you need to study. So, well, you understand that web scraping is like extracting the information from the websites to the different storage systems. But what I have to do as a programmer? So in Python, we have the very popular two modules, Beautiful Soup or Scrapy. Any one tool is enough to start with like writing the programming here. Okay, one of the most easiest way to do the programming in the web scraping is Beautiful Soup. Okay, it is easiest to install. Once we install that, we can write like this scraping projects. But scraping is little difficult, and when you start to doing it at the beginner stage, for the beginners, Beautiful Soup is very easy to start. Okay. Today our code demo is on the Beautiful Soup only. Later in the future sessions, we'll talk about the scraping. But these are very popular and most used scraping modules in the Python. Along with the Beautiful Soup, we need some other modules. Request. Request is most important because when you want to connect to the different websites, okay, I'm writing programming in my code, in my VS code. I want to connect to the some website. So which is the most used module? Request. I can make a request to the website and I can get the information. So the middle one here, this is called LXML. What is the use of LXML? The Beautiful Soup uses only for the HTML and CSS code. I want to extract the XML data also with the high defined projects. Then I can use the LXML as well. Selenium is also using for to extract the information from the web applications. The mainly this we can use for the automating the content. For example, every day data is uploading in the websites, right? How to extract that information also we can use the Selenium. Selenium is for the automatic extraction. For that purpose, we can use this tool very well. Okay, so these are all the main tools we use to extract the information for the web applications. Nowadays, it is very important concepts like to extract the data analysis from the different websites. Okay, and let's talk about in detail of this programmatically. What are the tools? How to extract it? Right. To develop any web scraping projects, we need these modules. Okay, minimum we need these modules. The first one is the Beautiful Soup. As I told you, either you can go for the Beautiful Soup or you can go for the scraping. Okay, so Beautiful Soup is better to start because it is easy to understand. So how to install it? Very simple. Pip install Beautiful Soup 4. Actually, they are giving the name called the 4 here at the end because of 4th edition is very latest edition. Pip install Beautiful Soup 4. Basically, it will pull the data out of the HTML and XML files. Okay, we can use that one. LXML, which is very popular. For example, you want to extract information like from the bigger applications. Okay, bigger applications are there. Then we can go for the LXML. So what it will do, right? It will process the data from the HTML and XML and give it to the in the Python objects. That's what it will do, the XML. Without XML also we can run the Beautiful Soup. But if the project is big, then better to go for the LXML. So request is most important. This module is most important because when you want to make any request to the websites or web applications or like web service, we need a request module, which is very common nowadays. We are using for the all API projects. How to install this one? Pip install request. It won't come up with the Python software. We need to install. So what request will do? It will work on only on the HTTP request or HTTP response. It works only for that protocol. And we have something called Selenium. Selenium is used only for if you want to do the basically Selenium is for the testing, but even we can use in the web scraping projects. How? Because every day there are so much of data is changing. Today maybe 10 products, tomorrow 11 products will be there in the Amazon. So if the data is keep on changing in the web applications, how to handle this one? For that we use the Selenium. Selenium will automate the web scraping. So the keep on data is changing on the website. We can use this Selenium will extract the information. And the last one is URL lib3, which is very important when you are fetching the data from the different protocols like HTTP, FTP, SMTP, like from the mail or different ways. Then we can go for the URL lib3. So what is the difference between the request and URL lib3? Request is only for the HTTP processing, and URL lib3 we can use not only for HTTP, we can use for the FTP, SMTP. What is the FTP? FTP is the file transfer protocol. And what is the SMTP? Secure mail transfer protocol, which we can use for the mail transactions. So these are all the basic tools which you can install or set up before you start the beautiful web scraping projects, and very easy to do it. This concept also using in the data sciences and machine learning nowadays to extract the information and do the analysis for the marketing trends. Okay, all companies are investing a lot money for the scraping projects nowadays. So before this web scraping, and actually projects are like manually they are extracting copy the information from the website and storing into the Excel sheet. A lot of manual work is there. Now the people are automated this one more important use of this beautiful soup or web scraping projects. Some projects will restrict you to copy and paste the data, right? But if you use the beautiful soup, this can be achieved very easily. Okay, now question comes, most important question. Okay, you are saying that extracting the someone's website, okay, is it legal or not legal? This is the most important question, right? We need to understand whether it is illegal or not legal. So I will tell you one story. The last year, the Microsoft's company LinkedIn has actually raised one complaint. There is one company name. Okay, I'm not going to mention the company name here. Actually, that company is trying to extract the information from the LinkedIn. Okay, directly employees information and resumes information, profile information, and all is doing by one company. And the LinkedIn is observed that there is a third party company is trying to extract the information from their website. Then they actually file the case against that company. And after that, the US government is started appealing that case, and they found that that is not really illegal, because they are not extracting the any personal information. They are only using only trends, how the profiles will be and how the people are showing interest. If you're not changing any other websites data, then absolutely it is legal only. But we need to be very careful what data you are dealing on their websites and whether they are giving the permissions or not. So we need to be very careful in that case. For example, if you want to scrape on the Amazon, it is available freely. If you want to do the scraping on the Wikipedia, the data is, you can do it. But we need to be careful on which application you are doing the scraping, right? Most of the scraping is they stopped it, right? Some websites they don't allow it, right? For example, I want to scrape airlines applications. Like I want to compare the fare between the different airlines. I can use these scraping projects, okay, to extract the information from the different websites. I will put together all the data into one application, and I will compare the prices. I will compare the facilities. Then I will introduce the new marketing features. Then I will attract the customers. This is how it works. So what is the question number 2 here? What is the difference between the web crawling and web scraping? It is most asked question, right? So web crawling is creates a copy and nothing. There is a copy from the website to and your data. But web scraping is different. So you want any specific data, you are doing something analysis for the marketing trends, then you can go for the web scraping. It is very specific data you are analyzing it. Web crawling is nothing but just copy the data from the HTML page to your local database. That's most when you talk about the differences between the web crawling and web scraping. And what is the future of web scraping when I start working on this? Yeah, there will be big future going forward, because of there will be so much of data is coming through every day, daily. And in future also, like companies will be already companies, most of the companies are in the confusion how to attract the customers, because data is flowing in and around in the different social networking platforms, in the different websites. How to attract the customers? Okay, that's the main goal of the companies. What are the new features, what kind of things they want to introduce, and all we can use this web scraping. So increasing the quality in the investments, all companies are nowadays coming through the investing their products, but for that they need to understand how the customer can receive their product, and growth of the brands in the right direction, whether the company is going in the right direction or not. So that is also helpful, like if when you use the web scraping, and capture the main ingredient of the buyer purchase in the decision and sentiment. So, and what kind of products is actually the customer is buying nowadays, that something analysis is required. Then only companies will invest some amount on that matter, right? So scrape the relevant data from the crowd. Yeah, because we have the so much of data, what data we need to analyze, that's most important thing here. Most thing is data analysis or data science concepts will come at the last. Okay, so I'm saying that, so the future is, when you look at this web scraping, we are going to do the analysis mostly about the data, and based on this data we will invest the money. I mean, companies will invest the money and to gain the profits from the customers. So this is most important from the company's perspective. So that is the reason nowadays all the people are, all the companies like e-commerce applications or different internet applications, they started doing the web scraping. Okay, I think now recently studies saying that, so 70 to 80% of the websites we can do the scraping. One more most important thing is, someone is not done the right development, right website development, then your web scraping will create some problems. So web scraping can be applicable only for the good websites, good content, and data should be there. So then only web scraping will be useful. Otherwise, it's not going to give any worthy, right? So next one is code minutes. I'm going to give a demo on this. We'll understand that how to do the scraping on the Wikipedia website. Okay, so let me go to this, and I will create, so before that, what website I'm going to do, right? It's a Wikipedia website. You can see on my screen. So this is nothing but a list of countries and dependencies, their populations. Very simple. I'm not taking the like a very complicated one to make you understand. So I'm just entering this website here in the, so better always take, okay, this Google Chrome, because before going to start web scraping, the first thing you should remember, we are scraping only the websites. Okay, any HTML page also you can do it offline, but generally we do the websites. We have here a list of countries and dependencies by population. You can go to this, where we have some countries, China, India. This is all by population. So China is the first and India is the second one. So I want to extract all this information to my database, or like to my CSV file or Excel file or JSON file, whichever file I want to store it. But in this demo, we are going to use the CSV file. I will extract the information from this website. I will store into the CSV file. So we are going to see this one by one. First, before going to start this project, let me create a new folder, and the folder name is called, so I say that DevSprint 005, DevSprint 005. I just created the new folder. I'm opening up this completely new project. If you look at this, okay, so there is nothing, right? So I'm going to create a new project here. So for that, so I'll create something called, first of all, what we need to do it, right? So installations we need, right? What are the softwares we need? What are the modules we need? So install.txt. So I will just give you an idea what are the things we need. The first thing is we need Python, of course. Without Python we cannot do. And the second thing is the beautiful soup. Okay, the beautiful soup is the module which we need for the scraping. And what else is needed after that? We need something called requests. So this won't come with the database from the Python. We need to install all this. Okay. After request, we'll have something called XML, which we are going to use here. So these are the three things we need to install it. For example, if you want to work on the URL lib also, we can use, instead of the request, we can also use the URL lib3. So anything is fine. But in our case, we are not using any SMTP or FTP. So we are going for the only requests. Is only handling the HTTP. The next one is, what else we want? Basically, we are going to use the CSV to extract the information from the Wikipedia and store into the CSV. So in this case, CSV anyway by default it is available in the Python itself. No need of like installing from the separately. Only the beautiful soup for request and LXML only I'm going to install it from there. So very quickly we can do it. So for that, so what I will do, right? And okay, I'll create a new Python file here. Say that, for example, something like so we are Wikipedia. So wiki scrape. So I'm saying that Wikipedia scrape dot. So for example, I'm using simple print statement, and to check this whether the Python is installed or not in my system. Okay, of course it is already installed, but cross check that whether it is installed or not. Yes, absolutely, it is installed. Okay, so actually by default my environment is the base. I'm going to deactivate because already I'm using your Anaconda. So I'm deactivating now with this command. So what is the next step is I want to create a new virtual environment, as I already shared some commands in our group. So you can use those commands. So now I'm creating the new environment called virtual env. So environment name is DevSprint File. Okay, I'm creating the new virtual environment called the DevSprint File. So it is now creating the virtual environment. So anyway, that's fine. Okay, now it's created. Or else if you want to run it again, you can run this command. If anyone is missed out, we can run this command, it will create it again. So nothing is virtual environment DevSprint. This is only for the Mac. Okay, you can also use the MK virtual environment in your Windows systems. Already I shared the commands. Okay, so I want to go to this environment. How to do it? So for that, already I created one environment that's called DevSprint File. I want to go to that. So I will use the source and the DevSprint File slash, we can use the bin, and after that activate. We need to activate this, and we actually now into the DevSprint File, right? So we created the environment because I will store all these beautiful soup4 and the different modules here. So now what is the immediate step I'm going to do now? I'm going to create all these modules. Okay, so for example, okay, clear. So pip3 install, and installing now beautiful soup 4. I'm installing the first beautiful soup 4. Yeah, now it is installed. Now after that I'm installing the request. Okay, now I'm installing the request. Request is also completed. After that, what else is needed? LXML. So I need these 3 modules mainly. I'm installing all these modules. Right? So I installed all these 3 modules which are important for my programming. Right? So let's go to the right coding here. So we'll say that this welcome to DevSprint 005. So we'll go quickly and we'll finish this programming. So what is the main step we can start here? So first we need to do something like first we need to import the libraries, right? So I will import the library, that is import, and we just included the BS4. BS4 is the main module which we are going to use, and from this we have, so we can use from directly. Okay, we can use from package from BS4 import, and we can use something called beautiful soup 4. Right, this is the main class which we are going to use to run the beautiful soup projects. Okay, and after that, when we need import, and as I told you, right, we need requests. So we can also
Raja, what is BS4?
The BS4 is the beautiful soup. Basically this can be used for the scraping. So BS4 is the main package name. Inside that we have a class name called the beautiful soup. This is basically a class. This is the module name. BS4 is the module name. Just now we installed from this beautiful soup 4. Okay. Next, moving to the import request. Okay. Import request. So if you don't want to use the request, then you can go for the URL libs. Already we imported the request. So what else we need? We need all this data into the CSV file. I'm using the CSV file here. So very quickly, we'll take the URL, and what URL we are going to scraping here. So the scraping URL is actually from this, right? From the Wikipedia, which we are going to use it, right? So just copy paste, right? After this URL we need to trigger. Okay, for that, what I will use, I will use this request dot, and we can use the get function. In the get function, we'll pass this entire data. So what kind of information we can pass? We can pass the URL name, because then only the request will make a connection to that. And if you want to specify the timeout, if you can say specify, and mostly it is not required, but sometimes it is important when you're dealing with the dynamic projects. Okay, and this is nothing but a response. You are making a request to the website, basically. Okay?
Raja, can you switch to code screen? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So response is equal to request to get and URL dot timeout. Okay, so this is what we have it. And after that, what we can do, right? We can actually create an object for the beautiful soup. Soup is equal to like the beautiful soup, and we take data here. So this beautiful soup will take the response from the website, whatever the response we enter. Basically, in the line number 7, we are getting the response from the direct website. So we are triggering the call to the Wikipedia. From the Wikipedia, we'll get the data, that is the response. That response, we'll take it as a first parameter. Okay. Then from this response, I want content. I don't want complete website code. I want only the content. Then I will see that one. Okay. So what is after that? We have to use something called LXML. Okay. So this LXML will give this data. Then I'm going to use the print statement of soup. Okay, let's see this whether we are able to get the data from this website or not.
Raja, means how you'll get to know like I need LXML only or something else?
Because well, two options we have it. If you are not using the LXML, we can use only HTML. So basically like this, we can use for LXML for the higher projects. Better to use only LXML. So I will prepare one more video. I will give you an idea like how to use the HTML and all. Will get the idea, right? Okay.
Okay.
So now you can look at this code. I'm getting all the code from the. See, I'm extracting the information from the Wikipedia website. This is all content Wikipedia, which I extracted from this. So when I say that beautiful soup of response.content, this beautiful class will take the first parameter is the content and next parameter is the LXML. So based on that, it is pulling all the HTML code from the from the Wikipedia. So this code I'm actually keeping into this soup. Okay, just I shown you that how it to actually extract the information. So what is my next aim is I have to go to the website and which content I want. This is what we learned, right? What is we are learning now? We don't want entire data. We need only specific data from the website. Okay, for that I'm going to use only, this is the table content. If you go to inspect, when you inspect the data, you will get the what is the tag name. Okay, so we'll go to this. See, this is the tag name. This is the table which we are going to use it. Let me increase the 75 and this would be fine, right? I'm going to use iPad here, that somehow we can you can easily visualize, right? So here I'm extracting the information from this table. So how to extract? We have the name called the table class. So here we have something called table. We'll take the table itself. Sometimes you can take the class also. We can take the ID. It depends on the which one you want to extract here. So what I will do, right, by using the soup object. So soup object having a function called find all method. Okay, we can use this find all method, and there we can pass the table. So from the table information only we need, so we can use this one because there is only one table in that data, so we need only 0. For example, in some cases, if table is having the more than 2 tables, 3 tables, of course in this Wikipedia page we have only one table. But in worst case, if you have 2 tables, we are going to take the 0th table, first table. That means, so all these tables data we can say that and keep it into the something called table here that we can use it later. This is the table. So next information is that I want to get the rows. So for example, this is Wikipedia rows, B rows, I can say that. So how to get this table? Because this table will have this information. By using this table, I can use the select function. By using this select function, I can get all the rows. So every table will have in the HTML something called TR, right? So we can use the TR will get the information here. So where we can see this data, if we go to this, and every table will have the TR here. So TR1 and TR2, something like this, we have the data, we can use this one. Okay. So we'll go to this, and what we can do, right? We'll first fetch the headers, and we need to keep these headers there. And a header is equal to, and simply we can write this entire code into the, here we use the list comprehension, the one which we learn in the Python, right? So we can use this table header. So basically like we can use something create like this, okay? So table header, and after that, this table header we want a text, and also we want something called rstref function. We can use this, I will tell you the for loop. So basically like we are going to extract the information from this, like completely the header, whatever the information we have, then we can export it. For example, I'm creating the very simple variable name table header in the rows, all the rows data I want. So each rows data will be there in the 0th position and all. We can use the find all method here, whatever we used again in the line number 10, same way we are using it here, find all function. It will get the information from the each header section, okay? So each header, so of course there will be only header, that header information, each column data we are getting into this, okay? So this is called the header. So once we get the header right, so if you want to print this header, we can print now. So I'll go to this and we use this header. We'll see this, what is coming up now. So execute this command, go to this at the last, and okay, close this. Right, we got the header here. So rank, country, and population, world population, data, and source. The same thing is there here, right? Same thing, the country, population, world population, data, source. The same information we extracted from the internet, okay? So what else we can do here? Once we extract this information, I want rows. So if you want rows, we'll use something called like very simple one. We'll open the file. The file name is the CSV file. I will put that something called output.csv. So we'll push all this data to this CSV file. So output.csv, and after that, basically this we can open into the write mode. So read mode, write mode will be there. We are going to open this one in the write mode. So I'm going to import the CSV, because since we already imported the CSV file, I mean CSV module, we can use directly this one. Okay. I'll keep some alias name for this. Okay, it's better to keep something alias name CSV underscore file, just better to understand. So what is the next one? I'm going to use something called writer. Writer is equal to this CSV. CSV is my module name. This module name dot writer of the CSV file. So we have the CSV file. Okay, this CSV file, we're actually writing into the files, into the location, right? So what is the next thing is, when I use this writer function, this writer function will take, right? Use this writer dot writer. So basically we have the writer dot writer row and rows, because we are going to use the row, because first we need to use the header section, then after that rows. So what I'm doing, I'm creating the CSV file. With that CSV file, I'm writing the header first. Once we write the header, after that we are going to add the each and every row. For that, we use the for each, and each row I want from that content. So all these rows are there in these B rows. Okay, all these body rows, all these rows are there inside this. Okay, any name you can give which is you comfortable. And I want rows from the 1 to n. Is I'm using the slice operator here, so we can use this one. So I want store this entire data into the data variable. That way we can use. Here again I am creating the something called same thing, whatever we used for the header, right? Same way I am using for the rows. I want to store all the rows. For example, you can use the for and the table data. So all this table data is nothing but from the rows. So we can say that it is the each row dot find. So find all method is there. We can use to get all the rows from this. Okay, find all method will bring all the data. So I'm using the TD here. Yeah. TD is nothing but table data. When you create HTML page, we have the table element, TR element, TH element, and TD element. So TR is nothing but table row, TH is the table head, and TD is table data. All these data we can get from this. So after this, so this is anyway, I'm talking about list comprehension. So list comprehension, I can store like this table data and dot. So I want only the text from this. I don't want HTML content. So I'm using the R strip. So, and after this is fine now. Okay. So even text is also fine. Not only we don't need R strip, we can use directly this one. So finally, the data comes to you. You want to store this data into the file, right? So write this data, entire data. So here also I'm going to use the each row is going to be stored. That is the data here, right? So finally we are done now. Okay. So we open the CSV file. We are actually storing this CSV file here. So writer, we created the object for the writer dot the header and writer dot the row or data and header, both we are actually creating it. For example, when I execute this, we'll see that whether the file is created on the left side or not. Yes, it's created. Now you can see in the output.csv file, I have all the information about the countries, the China population, and when is the date, and the national population ranking clock. All these United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, all these countries information, all the data which is there in the table, which I'm easily extracted, right? So this is what is actually done from this very easily. If you can go to this, not this. If you go to the website, the same content only, I extracted it. Very simple, right? This is a very simple thing. From this website only extracted. This is all about extracting the information from the web Wikipedia. Any questions? You want any explanation from the each and every line? I will provide that. I'm ready to.
Yeah, that R strip. What is the use of R strip?
See, basically you are getting the text data. You want only raw text data.